Hello, I'm Jane Mangold from the Agricultural Research Service and the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center with today's Ag Minute. The last time you drove across Oregon, you probably noticed that vegetation varies dramatically from one side of the state to the other. On a larger scale, if you've ever driven across the United States, you may have been amazed by the diversity in plants from east to west and north to south. Typically, certain plant species grow together where the climate, especially mean annual precipitation and temperature, is most suitable for their growth. For example, the eastern U.S. is known for its deciduous forests, while the southwestern U.S. is known for its warm desert. Plant ecologists refer to these groupings of plants as biomes. A biome is defined as a major biogeographic region that differs from other such regions in the structure of its vegetation and its dominant plant species. The animals living in and the agricultural products extracted from a given biome are largely determined by the vegetation there. Throughout the week, we will be talking about different biomes found around the globe and across Oregon. This week we're talking about plant biomes, or groupings of plants based on biogeographical region, such as eastern deciduous forest or hot desert. 13 different biomes exist around the globe, ranging from extremely cold and dry climates in the Arctic tundra to warm and wet climates in the tropical rainforest. Oregon contains at least 4 biomes, including evergreen forest, temperate rainforest, chaparral, and cold desert. Today we'll focus on evergreen forest. Evergreen forests are characterized by needle-leaved or broad-leaved trees that keep their leaves throughout the year, such as ponderosa pine, Douglas fir, western hemlock, and grand fir. Average temperature is typically mild, and precipitation is characterized by wet and dry seasons, although the dry season might not be considered very dry relative to the eastern Oregon cold desert. Wildfire and wind are the major natural disturbances in these forests, and often these disturbances are infrequent and catastrophic. An outstanding feature of evergreen forests in Oregon is a large amount of biomass accumulation. As a result, timber has been the primary agricultural product of this biome. Temperate rainforest is a very unique biome and one that few places on Earth can lay claim to other than Oregon, Washington, and California. These forests are composed of needle-leaved conifers. Under maritime influences, temperatures stay cool and there is abundant winter rain and summer fog. Temperate rainforests contain some of the tallest trees in the world, including the giant redwoods of California and the coastal redwoods found in southwestern Oregon. Similar to the evergreen forest that we talked about yesterday, historically the primary agricultural product of this biome has been timber. Because it is such a productive biome that has high economic value, the remaining temperate rainforests on Earth are threatened and have been the focus of bitter fights between environmentalists and logging interests. Believe it or not, old-growth temperate rainforests in North America are disappearing even more rapidly than tropical rainforests. Please join me tomorrow when we'll talk about a biome closer to home, the cold desert. Today's Ag Minute will focus on characteristics of the cold desert biome. For those of you who don't appreciate winter, you may refer to this biome as the high desert, choosing to forget that what separates the desert of eastern Oregon from that of the southwestern U.S. is not elevation, but average annual temperature. Cold deserts, typically found in rain shadows, experience freezing temperatures for part of the year, but can still get very hot during the summer. Cold deserts are dominated by shrubs and grasses that can tolerate extreme temperature variations and minimal precipitation. Both hot and cold deserts are defined by areas where water is lost to the atmosphere at a greater rate than it is normally made available to plants. This typically means that annual precipitation is less than 10 to 11 inches. The cold desert is an important area for agriculture, primarily grazing, but groundwater and surface water can also be used to irrigate crops such as alfalfa and meadow hay. The largest cold deserts in the world are the Gobi Desert of Central Asia and the Great Basin Desert, of which our local cold desert is a part of. The final biome we will cover is chaparral. Chaparral is found in a small area of southwestern Oregon in the drier parts of the Rogue River watershed. It is more common in California, from the foothills of the Sierra Nevada to the Pacific Ocean. It is characterized by a nearly continuous cover of closely spaced shrubs. Many of the shrubs that occur in this area of Oregon occur nowhere else in the state. Grasses and forbs are generally absent except after frequent fires. Winters are usually mild and wet, and summers are hot and dry. Chaparral has limited agricultural value. Shrubs are very dense, and very little other forage exists that may be potentially used by livestock. Chaparral provides quality habitat for many birds and other wildlife, though. I hope you've enjoyed this week's trek across Oregon to learn more about its vegetative diversity and how various biomes have contributed to Oregon's agricultural economy. I'm Jane Mangold. Thanks for listening.